Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Mm, I hope everyone's doing well. Give it a couple minutes before we get everything started here. Give it a few more minutes before we get started, and then we'll jump into kind of the demo here. Awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah, well, we can get started. So, welcome, everybody. My name's Jacob. I'm an account executive here at commonsku, and my role really is to work closely with you guys to really find the right solutions, help streamline your business, lead to more sales, help you achieve your growth goals, and just overall kind of adapt and grow your business a little bit more. Now, what we find today is distributors are struggling with scattered information, concerned their teams are spending too much time on admin tasks, not enough time selling, and they're really frustrated by missed opportunities. So, managing multiple systems leads to missed hand dates, not being able to take on more projects, and it's really just ultimately holding back your business's potential. So, I have a quick poll here. Give me one sec. This poll here is going to just show and ask you guys a couple questions. So what's kind of your biggest operational challenge as a distributor? Is it scattered information, too much time spent on admin tasks, missed opportunities, limited visibility in your business metrics? Kind of let me know which one you guys are dealing with daily. Give it a couple more minutes here. Okay, great. So we have a couple different answers here. Scattered information and spending too much time on admin tasks. So yeah, for sure, those are some of the biggest ones that we've seen as well. And we'll really show you during this demo is how commonsku kind of takes care of that. Now, with these processes, when they're not connected, mistakes happen. So orders can get messed up, there's suppliers uncertainty, and rekeying across different platforms causes unnecessary delays. All of this can affect obviously your ability to close deals smoothly and then take on more projects and orders in general. Without that fully connected workflow, it can really hinder your growth. So it creates inefficiencies, negatively impacts your client experience. And if we look here, these are some of the key functions here that we see when you don't have a connected workflow. So the first one here is inhibited growth. So adding new team members becomes a challenge. There's no real way to scale operations without maintaining profitability. When we look at process inefficiencies, so are you double data entry? Are you rekeying information? This really leads to less time your reps can go out there and sell. That end client experience, like, are you giving your client a good experience? Are you differentiating yourself from competitors? Are you ensuring really that outstanding customer success and service? And then lastly is that poor visibility. So are you having communication gaps within the team? Is there a lack of team buy-in? Are you missing opportunities because you've missed enhanced days or you can't follow up on POs? This is really what happens when you don't have a fully connected workflow. Now, when we look here, I love this graphic because it really illustrates the key elements of what commonsku does in our centralized hub. So it highlights how your sales team collaborates with your team on presentations and sales orders while coordinating with production and suppliers, all while maintaining that communication with your customers. And then this allows with the accurate reporting with your finance team. So by having this whole connected workflow, we've empowered maximized growth and enhanced efficiencies by managing supplier relationships, streamlining the order process, and honestly just creating value for your clients, which is the biggest thing in the end of the day. A little bit more on kind of commonsku workflow tools, which we're going to dive into the demo and show these, but a couple different things and how we overcome the challenges. If we look here first, the maximize growth. So this is really how do we optimize our growth? This allows your team to increase the amount of projects they can take on and help grow their business, set aside sales goals. When you have that streamlined processes, this will allow your team to focus on targets, set sales goals, make it very easy for your team to actually grow. Those winnable opportunities. So what that means is how do we maximize that client value? Really understanding, hey, this is an amazing customer experience. You can get referrals from your customers. You don't lose to competitors. You're not losing out on customers or they're not leaving you. They're staying with you to the end and giving you all their business. And then lastly is that gain visibility. So we have a couple different tools that we're going to look at within the demo that is really being able to see everything within your pipeline. So you never miss an enhanced date. Your customers stay happy, your suppliers are happy, and it really just creates a good ecosystem within your business. Now, I'm going to pull up the demo here, and we're going to walk through the platform. Just give me a second. And then we can look at kind of all those key features that we just talked about and kind of jump into those from there. So as I'm pulling it up, just kind of think of your current workflow now, how you guys operate, and then kind of elaborate on what you guys would like to see or change within that workflow. So as I'm loaded up here, the first thing I'm going to show you is kind of walking through a day-to-day project because that's what you guys are taking on most often. So right now we're in a project where this is our client Google, the project number, and the name of the project. And on the left-hand side here is workflow. So we're going from presentation sales order down to purchasing, invoicing, bills, commissions, all inside of this one platform without ever having to leave. So if we start at the presentation area, we have full integrations with ESP and Sage. So as you see here, you click add product from database and you can search whatever product you'd like within commonsku, just like you would in ESP, just like you would in Sage. And you can have your specific vendors, suppliers, ranks, materials, all saved inside of here. So then you could pull from those at any time to make it very easy to elaborate which products you want to search from. Now, once you click on a product, it will pull in all that product data and then start to create a presentation for your client. So within commonsku itself, we have about 150 suppliers who are fully integrated. With those suppliers, we get live inventory, live pricing. They update on order statuses. So whether there's a back order, a billing problem, they update shipping, all within the platform. So you're not going to have to call the supplier and ask where that is. So just to show you kind of an example of what that looks like, if we look at this shirt by Alpha Broder that we pulled in from ESP, if you're checking live inventory levels, you don't have to call Alpha Broder, ask, hey, is this available? You don't have to check their website. We're pulling a live feed from Alpha Broder right inside of here. Once you have your margin set up, your cost, everything looks great, then this will create a presentation to then send to your client. Now, what this presentation looks like is this here. We are fully integrated, like I said, with the ESP and Sages. So you're pulling in that live pricing right from them. And then that's how you're creating the presentations within. We have about 4 or 5 different presentation styles. We have more of the list styles where it's a PDF. Then we have the smart gallery ones where it is more of really active with your clients. So they can actually give feedback, they can add to order, all within the platform within there. So kind of an example of what that would look like as we pull it up here. Oh, that one is not working. There is one other tool as well within here as we look at those presentations is we have this AI recommendations tool. So what this does, it actually, you can search within this tool with all of our connected suppliers, anything you'd like. So let's say you want to look at dad hats, it's going to pull live from all of our connected suppliers and show you exactly what those dad hats are, and you can easily add it to your project from there. Now, like I was saying, once you have that presentation set, this is what our presentations look like. So your client can click on all the different kind of filters at the top and the categories. They can click on all of the items they'd like, and then they can see the different quantity breaks, pricing, charges, and they can either leave a comment, add to order, and it really makes it that whole Amazon experience and gives that client a different look. As you're looking at this, kind of think like, how do my presentations compare to this? Am I giving that client the full experience where they really feel interactive and feel involved in the buying process? Because that is a huge thing, especially in this day and age. Now, Usually what happens from here is, let's say your client's like, hey, I love this item, this item, this item. This will then generate the sales order within the process. So once you generate the sales order, it's automatically done. It's with a click of a button, your sales order is done. There's no rekeying of information. Now, I know probably majority of you on here that are listening outsource a lot of your decoration. So what that looks like in commonsku is you would talk to your third-party decorators, ask for their pricing sheet, and you would import it into commonsku. So this is a huge time saver. A lot of our distributors love using this tool as it just speeds up the process a lot. So what that looks like is you're choosing a location, great. You're then choosing the specific decorator you want to work with. So let's say it's We Decorate, they do a charge of embroidery, and then you're choosing a stitch count. From there, it's pulling in all of that data that you have set up with those decorators, and then you can add that to the margins. So there's no rekeying of data. There's no mistakes being made because all of that is already inputted from beforehand, and then that helps create the sales order. Now, if you do decoration in-house, same thing. You're just putting in your pricing into here, and then that PO is getting sent to you guys instead of the decorator. I know majority of the people on here as well do hard goods. So within commonsku, we are fully integrated with like PCNA, Gemline when it comes to hard goods. So when you're choosing decorations, when it comes to those items, they actually have all of their pricing built into commonsku. So you don't have to check PCNA's website, double check, rekeyed into commonsku. It's all done for you. So what that looks like is you are choosing a specific decoration location. So in this instance, there's about 5 or 6 that PCNA allows. So let's say we do same color, great. Then it's going to pull an imprint type. In this case, you can only do print silkscreen, and then you're choosing the amount of colors. So let's say we do 3. This will automatically pull in that pricing from PCNA, and then you're just setting your margins accordingly. So like I was saying, it's very easy to get everything up and running and get an order out really fast. And then from there, you're just putting in all the artwork details. And since it's integrated with PCNA, all of their sizing and everything will already be in here. Now, once that order is complete, great. Let's show what this looks like to the client. So they get a sales order. They get to see the items you picked for them, artwork details, cost, everything that really goes on within that order, they get to then approve. So like I was saying, they get to see the items, cost, artwork details, all the items you picked for them. And then at the bottom here, they can approve the order or request change. So if your client approves order, great. It will then generate the purchase orders. If they request a change, you guys just get an email, work on those changes, and then send them out another one. So within commonsku, we do a lot of these approve order request changes because we try to eliminate that back and forth between email. One, emails get lost all the time. And then 2, sometimes it can cause friction. So this makes it very easy and it pulls it into the system so then everyone will be able to see. Kind of next steps in here is once your order has been approved, let's say they hit approved, that will then automatically generate the purchase orders within here. So within commonsku, you can have many items and going to many different vendors and many POs created. So in this instance, we have PCNA, great. They're doing the decoration, sending to the client. Whereas our shirt from Alpha is going to Alpha, then sending to the decorator, and then the decorator sending to our client Google. So it creates POs for all the different stages that happen within your workflow. Now we have about 8 suppliers on here: Sanmar, Alpha, PCNA, Gemline, StormTech, all the bigger ones that we have electronic purchase orders with. So what that actually means is our PO actually gets sent right to their format, just like you would submit it on their website. They can start picking it with their robot right away. They don't have to rekey any information. It gets put to the top, and then they update all the tracking and billing right within the system as well. Now, kind of elaborating a little bit more on that is how do we even keep track of production within this platform? So within commonsku, we have a production tracking tool to keep track of all of your purchase orders. So there's a couple different ways to look at it here. If we look at this filters here, these are different filters to filter out the purchase orders. So you can filter by a specific enhanced date, like, hey, if I want to look at everything due in the next 7 days, get a report. You can search by a specific client, a supplier. It's really up to you. I have my client Google saved here just for the instance of this demo. And what this is looking at is every single PO that's out right now in Google. So this kind of gives like a monday.com look of where you see different statuses, whether there's a problem with something, you need to follow up, everything's okay. And then you can actually keep track of all of your proofs going on within here as well. So you'll be able to see like, hey, I'm awaiting a proof, no proofs required, proof's been approved. And this lets you know, hey, exactly who's approved it, what date, and this really helps not dropping the ball. So a lot of things go wrong, I'd say within a workflow when it comes to production, just because you're working on so many orders, your CSR is working on so many orders, and no one's really keeping track of the actual order that's been placed. Within commonsku, this does all that for you. And then you have a whole overview of exactly what everyone's working on. So you'll get to see like who's set some actions, who's done notes, who's done tasks, and it makes it very easy as a team to keep track of everything going on. Kind of the last step in here is shipping. So once you get your tracking number from your supplier, it would be uploaded in commonsku, and then you can actually notify your client right from here, and they get a whole portal that we'll take a look at to keep track of their order. Great. So once that's complete, production's done. Usually next step would just be invoicing your client. You would invoice right out of commonsku. We have a full integration with Stripe. So you could take credit card payment, ACH. Once that's complete, all of our invoices and bills can be exported right over to QuickBooks, NetSuite, Xero, or if you have a different accounting function, we have now APIs and webhooks that we'll be able to connect to. So that's what it really looks like to go from start to finish within commonsku in the workflow. Now, a couple customer facing things that I love to show is our portals. So the first one we have is our project portal. So this is really on a project basis where your client will get to see everything going on within that specific order you're working on. So let's say, for an example, they want to see their presentation or their sales order or any proofs they've approved. All they'd have to do is click on this and it'll have all those details so they can never lose all that. And you guys can always go back and reference and be like, hey, you approved this if there's any discrepancies as well. Kind of the main aspect of the project portal, though, is the order status button. So this is where your client can come in here and they can actually see, hey, my order is improving, it's in production, or when that tracking number gets put into it, it would say shipped and it would add right inside here. So this is huge because I assume most of you guys have to pick up the phone and tell your clients where the order is, or you're emailing them, or you're emailing the supplier and then emailing it back to them. So it's a lot of back and forth where they can come in here and they can see all that themselves. Now, as we talk about a little bit more about portals, we have another huge portal within commonsku that a lot of our clients love using, and this is called client portals. So the big thing about client portals is your client can actually see all of their past order history and they can actually do reorders themselves. So let's take this in for an example. Let's say our client is Amal's Beauty. They come in here and they want to see all their past project history. Great. They come in here and see their projects and everything is very visual. So your client can see all of the projects that they've been working on, whether completed, whether brand new. And if they want to do reorder, all they'd have to do is click view project, reorder. They can let you know the quantity. If they need to make any changes, there's comment boxes to make those changes. And then it comes back to you and then you would do the reorder from your side. So once again, this is giving kind of that total Amazon experience where you're giving really kind of the notion on your clients so they can go in there and they can do a lot of the things on their own. Yes, you still have to handhold them because a lot of clients are still going to be taught, but once they are taught this, it'll make their life a lot easier as well. Kind of going on a little bit more on kind of the client basis. We have a built-in CRM within commonsku that you will have all of your kind of notes, activities, tasks, anything you've done with this client inside of here. So for an example, let's say we want to look at our client Amal's Beauty. We can view all the activity that we've ever done with them. So any notes, tasks, calls, meetings, anything that we have set within here. So we never lose track of what we have to do with this client. And we can make sure like if someone else is working on it, we can follow up with them as well. A little bit more on that. Within our CRM, we have all of our projects listed. So you can see exactly what's going on in here. You can see exactly all of the projects you're working on, what stage they're in, budgets and hand states. So you're making sure you're not dropping the ball. And then all of your artwork stored in here. So commonsku works as a huge Dropbox, so you don't have any problems with artwork files, documents, vectors, nothing like that. Now, jumping a little bit more into client-facing stuff, we have built-in stores within commonsku. So we have 3 different stores. When it comes to commonsku, we have marketing shops, which are ones that you can embed inside your website. So let's say there's a holiday coming up or there's a golf tournament and you just want to showcase a created bunch of ideas. This is a great way, or even an email blast with a marketing shop. Then we have the pop-up stores, which are usually used for if everyone's ordering at the end of the month. Perfect. It expires, it aggregates all the orders, creates one single sales order, and then sends out to your suppliers. And then lastly, we have company stores. So this is predefined artwork, usually set for like people are ordering of one. So it makes it very easy for your clients to come in here and have that e-com experience. So just to show you kind of an example of what one of these would look like, we have different store types like you saw. This would be an example of a pop-up store that everything is related to this company called Camp Swag. So they come in here, we have some visuals at the top, it looks very appealing, and then they can check out all the products that are involved in here. So they'll be able to see any hoodies, t-shirts, anything that you have branded with their stuff, and they can click on any of these and then add to order right from the cart. Same thing, just like with our invoices, Stripe is connected right with here. So if you wanted your clients to be able to pay by credit card, you can have that set up too. Now, one big thing is like, how do we manage all this? How do we keep track of like who's doing what, where our orders are? I know we looked at production, but we also have dashboards within the platform that showcase exactly what's going on within all of commonsku. So each role that you have in your company, whether it's sales, production, finance, managers, you guys all have your own dashboards that you get to see exactly what's going on. So this, for an example, would be an example of management dashboard. So as a manager, you come in here and you get to see exactly what's going on within everything in commonsku. So for an example, let's say you want to look at all your open sales orders, what stage they're in, whether it's new, client approved, in production, shipped. You get to click on them and then see exactly who's working on them. So in this case, it's John and Marcella, what stage it is, budget, and hand stage. So this really helps not dropping the ball. As we look a little bit further, we also have all your open pre-sales, so opportunities, estimates, and then anything that's stuck in a stage for more than 30 and 60 days as well will be listed here. As we scroll down and as you think about this, what kind of systems do you guys use now to keep track of all this? And how do you kind of relinquish all of your task management and setting those reminders for your team? Within commonsku, it's very simple. You can do it on the PO stage, you can do it on the project stage, sales order stage, you can set tasks for each other. And if anyone's out, let's say they're sick or they're out for the week, you can always just easily reassign that to someone else. So it makes it very easy as a team to keep track of everything going on. Now, a little bit more on kind of dashboards, analytics. A big thing, especially in this industry as of late, is being able to forecast what's going to happen in the next year, the next month, and what's my team going to be able to do. commonsku comes into play really well inside of this, as you'll be able to see like, hey, I want to see all my invoices versus targets. I want to see which reps are doing great month over month, how their invoices are doing, and then more of a visual on my clients, like who's giving me the most money, how are the margins set by the clients, and then how am I going to use this to actually further my gains in the future. Another big tool that a lot of our distributors love using is this one down here. So our CRM activity. So as the owner, you'll be able to see exactly how your reps are doing week over week, like how many meetings are they doing, how many notes, and then you can also predict how many opportunities, presentations, estimates they're doing. So as you see all of this, you're like, hey, they do 54 opportunities, 28 presentations, 5 estimates. How much volume does this lead to in actual revenue? And then you can start predicting this, and then you can actually forecast this for the future. So this was just a really quick overview of commonsku. I'll kind of take it back to my presentation now. Give me one second, but pretty much as we're sitting here, just kind of think of how that looks compared to what you guys are currently doing. So just kind of going back here, the big difference that I'd see with commonsku is that optimized for efficiency. So when we looked at the demo, we saw the ability to manage tasks, manage employees, track sales, really make your life a lot easier. That streamlined workflow. So how quick and easy is it to convert a presentation to sales orders to POs? Like we saw in the demo, it creates a lot more revenue generating activities. That organization is key. Whoops. Never dropping the ball on projects, never missing enhanced dates so your customers stay happy. Engaging community. We didn't talk a lot about this, but as probably a lot of you guys know, commonsku is huge in the community. We run a bunch of different events, and even within the platform itself, we have a community chat where you can actually chat with other distributors, you can chat with suppliers, and really just connect on the platform on different ideas. And then lastly is that proven competitive edge. So how do you stand out from your competitors? Client-facing forums, making sure to wow your customers, just really having that edge. I want to talk about before we kind of end off here, just a little bit of stats from other distributors who have used commonsku. We have Ryan here who actually increased his sales process efficiency by over 40%. And that really allowed himself to present differently to his customers and improve it tenfold. And then we have Nevin here from Outreach Promotional. It actually helped him grow 25% in 1 year. So it's cut the amount of hours he's actually had for support, cut the admin half and half, and then really been able to free up hours so they can actually go and sell more. So just a little bit more on commonsku. I think now we just hit over 900 distributor companies, over 100 suppliers, but you can achieve remarkable growth. Our industry standard within the PPA article for distributors who actually grow are rate about 1 to 3%. Within commonsku, our average is about 20%. They're increasing their business. So it's definitely a huge difference. Now, kind of next steps, really just thank you for your time today. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm here to help. If you want to kind of deep dive into your workflow versus our workflow, we can definitely do that. You can connect on our website or just reach out to me and we can kind of do a demo and go a little bit closer into that. But yeah, thank you guys again for your time. And yeah, if you have any questions, please reach out. Take care.